Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we're talking all things pop culture. And today it's time for another comic book discussion. And today we're going to look at the WCW comic book issue number 8, Wish Upon a Star. Now, if you've been following along here on the channel, I've done discussion videos of the 7 previous comics, but this one kind of deviates from the main story. It's kind of like a one-shot issue, but it does have a positive message. All right, guys, let's get on with the discussion. The opening page is a flashback of the Stinger telling the story of him being pummeled, where we learn that during this ambush, his knee was severely injured. We then see that Sting is visiting a children's hospital. Sting tells one of the kids that he has succeeded because he never gave up, he's always fought back, and they can too. While most of the children are being entertained by the Stinger stories, there's one young man who's really down. Now Sting goes around and talks to all the kids in the hospital, shaking hands, taking pictures, signing autographs, and letting the children hold his world title. One of the children asks Sting if he could show them his muscles. Sting says sure, but reminds them that it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get where he is and to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Sting lifts up a young man named Adam for a picture while he exclaims, "Look at me, king of the world!" A young girl named Julie asks if Sting can make her better. The nurse tells her that Sting is only human, but he can make her an official Stinger. The nurse tells Sting that even though most of these children are very sick, something so simple as a visit from the Stinger can do wonders. The nurse shows Sting around the hospital, where they have a room where they show kids movies. And for those kids that can't move around, they have TV stands with wheels on it that come to them with a VCR and a Nintendo. With the TV rolled over to this youngster, he asks Sting if he's feeling lucky. Sting accepts the challenge and tells young Logan that he's also a champion of Double Dragon. Now, I'm not sure how Sting or Logan can claim to be the champion of Double Dragon when there was already a young wizard named Jimmy Woods running around scoring 50,000 without even breaking a sweat. Now, a young woman comes over holding her young daughter. The girl wants her mom to ask Sting if he's married. The mom says to Sting that her daughter has AIDS and people are afraid to touch her. Then Sting leans over and gives the young girl a kiss on the cheek to help brighten her day. Another young boy comes over to Sting and tells him how he's ignored at school. But once they heard the Stinger was coming to visit him, he's been treated like a celebrity. Sting, feeling a bit weak from all the stories of the kids, tries to hold back his tears. Now before Sting leaves, he wants to make sure all the kids get a little gift to remember him by. He comes in carrying 2 boxes and passes out WCW and Sting hats for the kids. Now right before Sting leaves, he remembers the young boy who was feeling bummed and went outside for a walk. Sting comes out and hands young Bobby a hat and asks him if there's anything he can help him with. Bobby tells Sting that everyone always wants to help, but there's nothing anyone can do. Bobby says no matter how many stars he has the opportunity to make wishes on, they never come true. Sting tells him he needs to remain positive, and he tells him if he had given up after his injury, he would have never become champ again. Bobby tells Sting how painful chemo and radiation has been on him, that he's teased by his classmates, and how hard it is when he sees his friends going out to play baseball, but he can only sit inside and watch them play because he's too weak. Bobby feels like all hope has been lost. Sting tells Bobby to come with him. Sting brings Bobby into the rest of the room with all the kids and asks them, who wants to go to a wrestling match tomorrow night? All the kids scream, "I do." Now we go to the next night where Sting is defending his world title against Cactus Jack. Sitting in the front row with their Sting makeup on, the kids are ready to see their hero take on the Madman from Truth or Consequences. Sting comes out of the curtain first and lets out his signature howl. Sting makes his way down to the ring, grabs the mic, and says he's dedicating this match to his friends from the children's hospital. The ring announcer then announces Cactus Jack. A sea of boos can be heard throughout the crowd, but Jack is nowhere to be seen. While Sting awaits Jack's arrival down the entrance, Cactus comes out from under the ring with a chair in hand. A little Stinger yells, "Sting, behind you!" And with enough warning, Sting is able to counter Jack's offense with a foot to the face. After Jack goes flying outside the ring, he tries to terrorize one of the little Stingers. With no time to waste, Sting jumps outside the ring to prevent Jack from harming anyone. Sting throws Jack back into the ring and tells him, "Let's keep this fight in the ring where it belongs." Sting thanks Bobby for warning him earlier of Jack's attack. Bobby says, "Anytime." and just as Sting is about to get back in the ring, he notices a smile on Bobby's face. As Sting gets back into the ring, Jack grabs the ref and tosses him at Sting. With the ref knocked out, Sting is warned it's time to wrestle, Cactus Jack style. Jack begins his assault. He first nails Sting with a chair, and then he gets the microphone cord and wraps it around Sting. Sting has had enough. He whips Jack into the corner, hits him with a Stinger Splash, a clothesline, and then a backbreaker. Now, if you guys been following along on AEW, you guys might like this. Sting actually hits Cactus Jack with a bulldog, and he credits Dustin Rhodes for teaching him this move. Now Sting goes over and checks on the ref, but as he does, Jack clobbers him from behind. From a chokehold to elbow drop, clothesline to an attack on the floor, Cactus is bringing the pain to Sting. The ref warns Jack to get back in the ring or they will be counted out. Jack ignores the ref and continues with his hardcore ways. He goes and grabs a trash can, but Sting counters and trashes Jack. Sting slaps the Scorpion Deathlock on Cactus Jack outside of the ring, but Ravishing Rick Rude comes out from the back to attack. Rude gets in a sneak attack on the Stinger. Rude then tells Jack to get up and teach his chump a lesson. Jack and Rude begin a double team onslaught. The little Stingers plead with Sting to get up. Bobby yells out to Sting, "Remember what you told me last night? Regardless of the odds, never quit." And that's just the motivation Sting needs. Sting slams Jack and Rude's heads together. Sting then says 2-1 or 10-1, it doesn't matter. I will never be beaten by slime like you. Sting slams Jack to the floor. Rick Rude has had enough and makes a run for it. The ref has awarded Sting the victory via DQ due to Rick Rude's interference. After the match, Sting goes over to Bobby and thanks him for his encouragement. Sting then brings Bobby out to the ring and puts the title around his waist. Sting raises Bobby's arms in victory and tells him, "After all, you're the winner tonight. You are winning an even greater battle. You learn never to lose hope." Alright guys, well that does it for issue number 8 of the WCW comic book. Yeah, it veered off from the main story, but it had a nice message. It had Sting showing that just doing a little bit just for the kids can bring a lot of hope. So it does really have a good message behind it. But coming up next, we've got issue number 9, and we're going to go right back into the meat of the story. And look, we've got Rick and Scott Steiner. Look, Scott Steiner before he was Big Papa Pump here on the cover. So I can't wait to dive into this issue. Alright guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.